In this video, I'm going to show you how to replace the rear hub assembly on your Kia Sorento, located behind the rear wheels. Let's get started. Using a 21mm socket, we're going to remove the lug nuts. Remove the tire. Using a 32mm socket, we're gonna go ahead and remove the axle nut. Now will be the time to check to make sure that the axle moves freely from the hub. So go ahead and push it in or tap it with a mallet. And as you can see, it moves freely, so we can move on. Using a Phillips head, we're gonna go ahead and remove both of the rotor screws. Moving to the back of the rotor, we're gonna go ahead and remove the caliper bracket with the caliper attached to it. So using a 14mm socket, go ahead and remove both of these bolts. Break that loose and do the same for this one. Go ahead and take them off. And once you have them off, simply slide it out and place them on top of the control arm. Make sure when you do this, you're not putting any pressure on the line. Now we're gonna go ahead and take the rotor off. With a rubber mallet, we're gonna go ahead and tap around this area. That's just to break it loose. Once it's loose, go ahead and wiggle it out and slide it out. Moving to the back of the hub, there's gonna be 4 14mm bolts that we're gonna be removing. Using a 14mm socket and a small extension, we're gonna go ahead and break those loose. After you break them loose, go ahead and take them off. And now we're ready to remove the hub. Now we're gonna go ahead and use a slide hammer, and we're gonna be pulling on the hub away from the knuckle. Now that we have that off, we're gonna go ahead and remove our tool. Using a rubber mallet, we're gonna push on the axle. And we're gonna slide it off from the hub and just move it away from the axle. Now we're gonna separate the hub from this backing plate. And for that, I'm gonna use a mallet, and we're gonna be hitting on this area to separate them. So go ahead and grab on the hub and hit it off. Before we go ahead and install the new hub, we wanna use a wire brush to clean the surface where the hub goes into. We want to make sure that this area is free of debris. And once you're happy with it, go ahead and use some brake parts cleaner and clean it off. Wipe off any excess. And now we're ready to install the new hub. We're going to start by putting this piece over the hub, holding it there. And now we're going to grab the new hub and slide it onto the axle. While you do this, you want to make sure that you align the holes with the backing plate. And now we're ready to install the bolts that hold the hub in place. Now we can go ahead and align the bolts and start them by hand. Go ahead and get them snug. When you get this snug, make sure that you go in a star pattern. Now we're gonna go ahead and torque it to 73 foot-pounds. Make sure that when you do this, you go in a star pattern. And now we're ready to reinstall the rotor onto the hub. Before we do that, we want to make sure that we align the holes for the rotor bolts or the rotor screws with the hub. Go ahead and line them up and slide it in. Install the bolts by hand. And for this, we just have to get them snug. They're just there to hold the rotor in place when you remove the tire. Now we can go ahead and install the caliper to the rotor. Go ahead and slide the caliper onto the rotor. Line it up with the pads and push it in. Now we're ready to reinstall the bolts from the back. Go ahead and line up the holes and start it by hand. Do the same at the top. Get them snug. And now we're gonna torque them to 44 foot-pounds. Now we're gonna go ahead and install the axle nut. We're gonna go ahead and get it snug. And now we're gonna torque it to 232 foot-pounds. If this is spinning on you while you try to torque it, go ahead and apply the parking brake and that should help. Go ahead and get it torqued. And now we're gonna go ahead and lock the nut in place. Using a flathead screwdriver and a hammer, we're gonna go ahead and notch the nut to lock it in place. So go ahead and align it with the screwdriver and lock it in. We're gonna do the same on the bottom. Install the tire by lining up the holes. And start the lug nuts by hand. Get them snug. With the vehicle on the ground, we're gonna go ahead and torque our wheel to 79.6 foot-pounds. And for that, we wanna make sure we do a star pattern.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.